And lo, towards us, coming in a boat, an old man, grizzled with the hair of eld, moaning, "Woe unto you, debased souls! Hope nevermore to look upon the heavens. I come to lead you to the other shore, into eternal darkness, into fire and frost. And thou that yonder standest, living soul, withdraw from these people who are dead." But he saw that I did not withdraw. Chapter 1. We rowed out through the harbor, past bobbing boats weeping rust from their seams, past juries of silent seabirds roosting atop the barnacled remains of sunken docks, past fishermen who lowered their nets to stare frozenly as we slipped by, uncertain whether we were real or imagined, a procession of water-borne ghosts, or ghosts soon to be. We were 10 children and 1 bird in 3 small and unsteady boats, rowing with quiet intensity straight out to sea, the only safe harbor for miles receding quickly behind us, craggy and magical in the blue-gold light of dawn. Our goal, the rutted coast of mainland Wales, was somewhere before us, but only dimly visible, an inky smudge squatting along the far horizon. We rode past the old lighthouse, tranquil in the distance, which only last night had been the scene of so many traumas. It was there that, with bombs exploding around us, we had nearly drowned, nearly been torn apart by bullets, that I had taken a gun and pulled its trigger and killed a man, an act still incomprehensible to me, that we had lost Miss Peregrine and got her back again, snatched from the steel jaws of a submarine, though the Miss Peregrine who was returned to us was damaged, in need of help we didn't know how to give. She perched now on the stern of our boat, watching the sanctuary she'd created slip away, more lost with every oar stroke. Finally, we rowed past the breakwater and into the great blank open, and the glassy surface of the harbor gave way to little waves that chopped at the sides of our boats. I heard a plane threading the clouds high above us, and let my oars drag, neck craning up, arrested by a vision of our little armada from such a height. This world I had chosen, and everything I had in it, and all our precious, peculiar lives, contained in 3 splinters of wood adrift upon the vast, unblinking eye of the sea. Mercy. Our boat slid easily through the waves, 3 abreast, a friendly current bearing us coastward. We rowed in shifts, taking turns at the oars to stave off exhaustion, though I felt so strong that for nearly an hour I refused to give them up. I lost myself in the rhythm of the strokes, my arms tracing long ellipses in the air, as if pulling something toward me that refused to come. Hugh manned the oars opposite me, and behind him, at the bow, sat Emma, her eyes hidden beneath the brim of a sun hat, head bent toward a map spread across her knees. Every so often she'd look up from her map to consult the horizon, and just the sight of her face in the sun gave me energy I didn't know I had. I felt like I could row forever, until Horace shouted from one of the other boats to ask how much ocean was left between us and the mainland, and Emma squinted back toward the island, and then down at her map, measuring with spread fingers, and said, somewhat doubtfully, 7 kilometers. But then Millard, who was also in our boat, muttered something in her ear, and she frowned and turned the map sideways and frowned again, then said, I mean 8.5. As the words left her mouth, I felt myself, and saw everyone else, wilt a little. 8.5 kilometers. A journey that would have taken an hour in the stomach-churning ferry that had brought me to Cairnholm weeks ago. A distance easily covered by an engine-powered boat of any size. 1.5 kilometers less than my out-of-shape uncles ran on odd weekends for charity, and only a few more than my mother boasted she could manage during rowing machine classes at her fancy gym. But the ferry between the island and the mainland wouldn't start running for another 30 years, and rowing machines weren't loaded down with passengers and luggage, nor did they require constant course corrections just to stay pointed in the right direction. Worse still, the ditch of water we were crossing was treacherous, a notorious ship swallower. 8.5 kilometers of moody, changeable sea, its floor fanned with greening wrecks and sailors' bones, and, lurking somewhere in the fathom's deep darkness, our enemies. Those of us who worried about such things assumed the whites were nearby, somewhere below us in that German submarine, waiting. If they didn't already know we'd fled the island, they'd find out soon enough. They hadn't gone to such lengths to kidnap Miss Peregrine, only to give up after one failed attempt. The warships that inched along like centipedes in the distance, and the British planes that kept watch overhead, made it too dangerous for the submarine to surface in broad daylight. But come nightfall, we'd be easy prey. They would come for us and take Miss Peregrine and sink the rest. So we rowed, our only hope that we could reach the mainland before nightfall reached us.